Ooh, man, that can be tough, man. I don't wanna offend anybody out here. Um, because what happened to me, people may see differently. Okay. Um, Tag, man, you got to respect everybody. But I think when you're a young person, my mother told me, she said, she told me two things. She said, when you grow up, raising your own family is going to be tough enough. She said, if I'm not able to take care of myself, put me in a nursing home. She said, I want you to have full attention on your family to take care of your family. And I said, wow. I said, can't do that. Now she passed away before she even got old, unfortunately from cancer. But she told me to take care of your family. And then she also said, she said again, it's going to be tough enough to take care of your family. You have to be very careful about marrying anybody who already has children. If you're young, we're not talking about adult children, but we're talking about small children because that's very hard, right? It's you have to be a parent to that child. If you marry the mom, you got to be a parent or step parent to the child. And I do think it's a lot easier once you're older, once the kids are older. But if you got married someone with small children, it can be very challenging. And I think you have to be fair, and it can be a life-changing scenario. So what I would say for most of the young people, I'm not going to say it was a mistake in my first marriage that I did that, but I will say that you have to make sure you take care of yourself, take care of your education, take care of your career, make sure you get off on the right foot. Make sure you take care of yourself before you start trying to take care of other people, because as my mom said, it is hard. It's hard to take care of yourself more and your own family, more or less trying to take care of an extended family or additional family members. So I don't think it's a mistake, but I think you just have to really think a lot more closely about it. And really, when you marry someone with a child, you have to think that you're marrying a child as well. So that's my take on relationships and how you have to approach it.
Okay. CJ, relationship mistake you'll never make again.
I think the main thing is you just don't ignore the red flags. There's a great quote from the show that I love, BoJack Horseman. It says, "When you're wearing rose-colored glasses, all the red flags just look like flags." So you have to be really careful to to really not be swept away in your feelings and to not ignore the things that you know are red flags just because that person is beautiful or because you like them in the moment or because you just don't want to be lonely. Just people have to learn how to be content with themselves and be happy and building their own life, and then only then will they'll be able to find like a fulfilling connection to somebody that isn't like a codependent situation where you're relying on them for your happiness. You have to be able to live a fulfilling life on your own, and then it'll be a lot easier to find somebody.
Okay. All right. Mr. Spivey and then Trey.
The one thing I think, and probably everybody here has experienced it, um, don't listen to your friends, because your friends always got a whole lot of advice that they can give you and will end up getting you all jammed up. And then when you go back and you try to check them, the first thing they say is, man, I didn't think you were going to do that. So the one thing I would say is don't listen to your friends. Think for yourself and make your own decisions.
Okay.
Just to piggyback
Trey.
off of Mr. Spivey real quick. Also, don't listen to those music artists we were talking about before. Like Beyonce has a song called "Single Ladies" that she had everyone singing in the club, and then she went home to her rich husband afterwards. So
Yeah.
yeah, the outside noise is always tricky.
Okay. Trey.
Well, to piggyback on what CJ said, my favorite artist is Future. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Future, but you shouldn't listen to him either. But personally, biggest mistake I've made in a relationship that I'll never do again is try to be that guy. Is just, try to be the perfect guy. Like, do everything, like try to pay for everything, go above and beyond for everything every time, be super attentive. When you're trying to be Superman, you know, you kind of get lost. You get lost when you're changing from Clark Kent, because like you met this person as Clark Kent, but in your mind you met them as Superman. So you have to. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm trying to just be the most outstanding person I could be, and sometimes going over the top can be overbearing to people, and it brought a lot of stress on me. just in general. And then like, it would end up me taking it out on them in ways that I didn't even realize I'm doing it, because like in my mind, I'm like, I'm doing all the right things. Why are you not accepting all the things that I'm doing? But it's not always about, just doing all the things all the time. Sometimes it's more about, it's more about being attentive in person and being present, rather than just being, the super fixer of everything, and the solution for everything. Like I just became like a formula. Like I was the solution for everything, and that's what I felt like my role was. And doing that, kind of, you would think in your mind, like you said, will make that better, but it really pulled us apart because we weren't able to connect in a different way.